Islanders, you can't make this stuff up. Royal Caribbean has done it yet again. They have oversold a sailing on board the Allure of the Seas, and they have sweetened the pot with all kinds of deals. Hit the deal button. Hit the button. I'm going to share with you what Royal Caribbean is doing for these guests on the show. I'm also sharing news of an incident that took place on board that resulted in man's death. We'll talk about that. All the while, FBI officials in the Galveston area are saying that they're being called to cruise ships almost weekly to investigate crimes happening on board. We all need some time in the islands. Let's go there now on Island Time. Happy Tuesday, May 6th, Islanders. Thank you for stopping by the show today. We're on Island Time. I am Derek. Let's drop our anchors and take some time to relax in the islands together. We have a reason to relax in the islands today. May 6th is our 4-year anniversary. I posted my first video on YouTube 4 years ago today. Here's a quick flashback to 4 years ago today.
We're gonna sail, okay? I think that cruise lines, if they want to sail in U.S. waters, okay, we know that they're sailing in the Bahamas, we know they're in Europe. If they want to sail in U.S. waters, they're going to require that these first ships have vaccinated crew and passengers. That's my thoughts. And that, I really think it will happen in July. I think that there will be cruise ships leaving U.S. waters in July.
My goodness, how things change over the course of 4 years. 4 years ago, we weren't even cruising. We were waiting for the great cruise restart that did take place July of 2021. From Amanda and I, thank you so much for 4 years and many more to go. You guys are a blessing to us, and we are blessed to be a part of this community just like you are. I'll have a later video sharing more thoughts on this as well. We want to jump into the cruise news here and share first what in the world is going on with Royal Caribbean. They have oversold yet another cruise on the Allure of the Seas, a very popular cruise ship. She was just amped up in Europe. And it's obvious that everyone wants to cruise on her. $100 million was spent by Royal Caribbean. She is sailing in Europe. She's going to come and sail from Galveston, Texas in the not so distant future. But this is the second time that this has happened. Royal Caribbean just did this at the end of April. And now again, they have oversold the May 15th cruise from Rome, Italy. Here's the problem. Rome, Italy is not close to a lot of us who cruise. Thousands of cruisers are leaving the United States to travel to Europe, to Rome, to get on board the Allure of the Seas in 9 days. And Royal Caribbean has sent out an email to passengers saying, hey, we've messed up. We own our mistake. Here's what Royal said to the email to many passengers. Ahead of your Allure of the Seas, May 15th, 2025 sailing, we are looking to see if you and your travel party have flexible travel plans. If so, there's some options, and I'll share those options with you in just a second, but this is crazy. It happened. It's happened twice now in the last couple of weeks. And my thoughts go to this. Number one, if you have booked this cruise and you want to go on the cruise, you can go. There's no risk right now that your reservation could be canceled. Number two, it kind of makes you antsy. If you're booked on this trip and you're leaving the United States, you're flying across and you're wondering, I wonder how many people are going to take the deal. It's just kind of antsy. It may make you even more excited because you know that you're going to be on there. And I want to call out from the beginning, Royal Caribbean has not yet, and I don't think there's a risk, that they cancel certain people's reservations. We hope that people take this deal and these options that they have shared. I've brought out the deal button. Let's see what deal you and I would take. There's 3 options that Royal Caribbean shared with their guest, and they're pretty good. Royal has sweetened the pot. They have said, we messed up, we know it, and we're going to make sure that you're taken care of. Option 1, you can remain on this sailing, go on this same cruise, but you have to move to an interior cabin. This was also an option last time. You would receive a full refund for your cruise. You get everything back that you paid, everything. Plus, you get a $200 onboard credit. Maybe go to a couple of specialty dining restaurants, but you got to give up your ocean view. You got to give up your balcony. You got to give up your suite. cabin accommodation. You have to move to the interior. I'm sorry, but I haven't even heard options 2 and 3. I'm pushing the deal. That is an unbelievable option. Option 2, they will transfer you to a 7-night cruise that will leave 3 days later than this current cruise from Rome, and you'll be on the Odyssey of the Seas. It is a smaller ship by probably 20 or 25%, but the itinerary is actually what I think better. The itinerary is going to Greece, while the Allure of the Seas just has a traditional a Western European cruise. You could switch to the Odyssey of the Seas and go to Greece if you wanted to. Along with that, you get a full refund. No onboard credit, but you get a full refund. But the ship is different. A lot of people are booking for the ship right now because she just came out of her amplification. Option 3, cancel the cruise. Don't go to Rome. Stay here. You get your money back plus 100% future cruise credit. You could use, if you wanted to, 3 spectacular options. Honestly, if I were booked on the cruise, Amanda and I would have to talk about what we want to do. We would take action. If we receive this email and you have 3 options, a lot of people are not going to do anything. They're going to stay with what they booked. We would take one of the 3 options. And I would venture to say that you would too. Share with me in the comment section below which option you would take. It's going to be interesting to see. As far as the deal button, it's actually a dad joke, 3,000. And I only think it's fitting that we have a little fun and we hear a joke. Here we go.
How do you make a tissue dance? You put a little boogie in it.
Little boogie in the tissue. I like it. Deal button for Royal Caribbean. We'll see if this happens again. I don't know. It is crazy that it's already happened twice in the last couple of weeks. Let's move on to this next cruise news story. A man ended up dead on a recent cruise, the MSC Virtuosa, a short cruise that took place, literally a 3 or 4 day cruise that took place. There's still a ton of questions about what exactly happened here. There was an altercation, there was an incident that took place on board. We know that. Some reports say that this altercation, that this incident, it was not just between 2 people. It was a group of people. Of course, people were enjoying their time on board. It was a short cruise, which traditionally, those are booze cruises. People may let loose a little bit more than what they usually do. The crazy thing is, this was less than 3 hours into the cruise that all of this took place. MSC has shared this. The ship left Southampton at 6 p.m. on Sunday, May 3rd. It was reported that around 8:30 p.m. that a 60-year-old man died following an altercation. His next of kin has been informed, and they are being supported by specialist officers. The cruise returned back to Southampton. The cruise went on as planned. All right, everything was planned. And even though this incident took place, people are impacted. The cruise took place. The ship came back on the 5th. MSC also shared, following an incident on board our ships, the relevant authorities were contacted, and we are cooperating fully with their investigations. We are providing full support to those impacted. A 57-year-old man has been arrested, alleged of whatever took place, whatever crime took place, and we don't know what exactly took place. You know, was it a physical altercation? Did the man slams another man's head against it? I don't know. We don't know what took place, but we know this is very unfortunate, and we're praying for all those who are involved. There will be more details released about this, but this is just one incident in a phase where it seems like a lot of these incidents are getting more notoriety. There are more and more things happening, it seems like, on cruise ships for whatever reason. Could it be that cruise ships are selling too full? You know, over 100%, 110% occupancy. Every cabin that has a 3rd and a 4th passenger bed has a 3rd and a 4th passenger. These ships are full. Are they serving too much? We've seen Carnival Cruise Line implement these drink monitor positions. They were open on their website. They say that they've already hired drink monitors that can cut people off when they think they've had enough. It's crazy to remove yourself from this incident alone, which is a bad incident, and take a look at what's going on overall. This is not just happening in Europe. This is here in the United States as well. I will share this. This is news from the FBI on what happens in and out of Galveston, Texas, a cruise port that we have sailed from 20 plus times. And you would think, oh, you're cruising from the south. You're down south, Galveston, Texas. Great people, hospitable people. Nothing's going to happen. And none of us ever think that anything will. We plan our vacation. We pay for our vacation. We're not the ones going to cause any problem, right? We just want to get away. We want to get away from the problems. We want to get away from the violence. We want to get away from the crap that happens at home. We never think that something's going to happen when we step on board the ship, but it does. And I want to share with you, always have your head on a swivel. Always know your surroundings, even on a cruise ship. It's sad I have to say it, but I'm saying it because the data supports it. The FBI, they're in Galveston, the League City office, is reporting that they are having to send FBI officials to Galveston on board cruise ships almost every single week. And if it's happening in Galveston, Texas, it's happening around the world as well. Galveston has over 3 million cruisers a year. They keep growing and growing. 3 million people is a lot. Out of 3 million people, you're going to have things that take place on cruise ships. You're going to have violence that takes place on cruise ships, assault that takes place on cruise ships. The state that I live in, the state of Arkansas, has 3 million people. We have crimes committed every day. So, yes, some of you will put in the comment section, Derek, get real. 3 million people, of course something's going to happen. But we live in a world, especially cruising, where you don't think it's going to happen. The FBI Texas City office has shared that they have assigned a dedicated agent just to looking at the crimes that take place on cruise ships alone. They have an agent, and probably agents, depending on what happens, that's dedicated to what happens in Galveston. That surprised me. Don Gay, who's a senior supervisory resident agent at the FBI's Texas City office, said this: when something happens that's illegal, you're going to meet the FBI at your port when you get back. We have a very small window, he says, to investigate the scene because you have a moving target. The ship is in port. They're doing a turnover and they're moving out of the port. It's crazy because, a crime scene that takes place from a little crime, theft, to assault, to something else. There's only a little time there that the FBI has to investigate. They have time to gather facts before the ship leaves again for another cruise. According to FBI estimates, listen to this, alcohol plays a role in at least 80% of shipboard incidents. We need to monitor each other. The top 3 crimes on board are SA, and then assault, and then theft greater than $10,000. Who's bringing something worth more than $10,000 on board? I don't know. But this is a reminder. You're cruising with your friends. You're cruising with your family. You probably know who the wild card is already, right? And I'm not saying that you have to watch out for this person, that you have to have less fun for yourself because you think you have to babysit. But let's take care of each other. Let's take care of our friends. Let's take care of our family. Let's make sure that our friends and family are not involved in anything they should not be involved in. Okay? You're not always your brother's keeper, but sometimes you are. Make sure they don't get in trouble. That way you can continue to cruise over and over. I was surprised at some of this data and some of the wording from the FBI office there near Galveston, and I wanted to share it with you. I'll say this, I've always felt safe. On a cruise ship, I've always felt safe at ports of call, but it's because I put myself in a position where I can be safe. I know my surroundings. I know how much I have to drink, and others around me have to drink. I know when it's time maybe to move on to somewhere else, and you do probably as well. Islanders, what do you think about this news? What do you think about the increase of crime? Do you think we have better reporting, or do you actually think that maybe cruising is not as safe as what it once was? Let us know in the comments section below. Again, thank you for 4 years of Island Time. It's so much appreciated. I'm happy that you're part of this community. Share with me below. Let's play this game for a minute. How long have you been around over the 4 years? Are you an OG Islander? Have you been around since the beginning? Have you discovered us recently? Let us know in the comment section below. We will see you down there on our Facebook page and tomorrow right here on Island Time.